Hello. I hope you're happy, Rudy. I hope you're happy with the tune. What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Hi, Ray. Hi, Surgeon. Hi, Rudy. Oh, sorry. Give me a sec. How are you guys doing tonight? Hi, Dingus. How you doing? Hi, Tech Tech. How are you? And so Kara's Dragon Age begins. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Or it lives again, I guess. It is not just beginning. Trust me. Trust me. But Dragon Age music on Zenny, you missed it. It was on. It was on. I had Dragon Age music like right before Terra's theme. Oh, we're gonna talk about it, right? Give me a sec. I gotta answer a message, but we are gonna talk about it. I never died. Good to know. I know, Rudy, it does change everything. What's up, it's Crazy Cass. Welcome in. Oh, you were lurking the whole time? Okay. I was like, I'm not gonna put just Dragon Age music today, so we're gonna have one song and then just play the rest. But I could put Dragon Age music. The like versus dislike ratio on the latest Dragon Age trailer is something. Did you watch it, Tech Tech? How do you feel about Dragon Age? I have opinions on not necessarily the trailer, more on the people who rate the trailer. The Dragon Age situation is a really interesting one. I have lots of opinions, and I'm gonna rant. Got my visa appointment in an hour, so I gotta run. Oh, have a good one, Surgeon. Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Eliminator. How you doing? Here we go. Okay. Okay. Y'all, I am so tired of people. Okay. Hear me out. I understand why people are upset about the trailer. I understand. Or at least part. I understand why some people are upset about the trailer, because specifically of what you said, Ray, about people wanting an Origins game. I get that. I think a big part of those dislikes are people disliking because it's woke, because they know that Dragon Age is like it's a franchise that does not necessarily have the best reputation in terms of development, because it has gone through development hell. It is a franchise that has gone through a ton of shit because of EA, and I also think at the moment it is also a fun franchise to hate on for people, because one, it's not doing well, two, Dragon Age is historically one of the video games that has been, I want to say, really progressive, like, or try to be progressive from the get-go. You could have, in 2009, in the first game, you had options to have same-sex romances, and it was very normal. You had at least 2 queer romances available in the game, which was pretty nuts to think about, like, at the time, even though, like, 2009 is not that long ago, but, like, at the time, it was one of the only... Yes, Mass Effect, who is also BioWare, it's just BioWare as a company historically, but yes, they did have, I guess they, like, justify it as, like, Liara is kind of, like, not really, like, female or something, but clearly, let's face it, all the Asari are just like a species of hot blue women. But Liara, I think, does identify as female, and because you could romance her as Commander Shepard, as female Shepard, I think that was a same-sex romance. I don't know if you could do that in older BioWare games before Jade Empire. Jade Empire came out... When is Jade Empire? I want to say 2005, but that seems way too late. When is Jade Empire? 2002, maybe? Oh no, 2005. Okay, that's wild. I thought it was like a lot older than that. Jade Empire is also has same-sex romances. It is BioWare. That was an Xbox game, yeah. It's essentially Star Wars KOTOR, but in like I think Chinese-inspired universe. Yeah. So historically, BioWare very queer, very inclusive, very disliked for those reasons by a certain number of people. Leaned really hard into that as, you know, time progresses. And is, yeah, pretty much like a pillar of wokeness in games, which I think is great because we need that. But yeah, people have too much time on their hands. There's like, oh my god, dude, fuck. I was watching and like, I said that on Discord earlier. I don't know why I did that to myself. I just was curious about... I actually had never watched an Asmongold video, like really watched a video of his before. I'd only seen like clips of him. I don't know why I put myself through that, but I watched his reaction to the latest trailer. The stream that he did today. I like went and looked for a Dragon Age reaction. There was one. And he said that game had been like pussified, which is like insane to me. And I think because his entire chat was agreeing with him and like leaning very hard into that stuff, there was like 19,000 people in there. And he was shitting on the game for more or less valid reasons. Some completely stupid, some that I understand and would agree with. But basically, yeah, like, if you think about it, 19,000 people watching this dude, the only people who really truly watch this guy probably agree with him. Probably are gonna go downvote that shit. What's up, Jeweler? Asmon has an echo chamber for sure, can really be hateful at times too. Yeah, like, it was interesting because I've never really, like, watched the guy. I've seen, like, clips of his, taken more or less out of context, and I did not have a very positive opinion of his, prior to watching what I did today. I watched him today, and I was like, this just confirms what I thought of him. It's kind of, like, interesting, because there's some stuff that he says that I'm like, yeah, I can agree with it. I feel like he's got valid criticism on the actual, like, gameplay and stuff. And he makes some good points. I don't love the way he makes those points, but he did have points. But, like, I feel like the moment you start, like, criticizing, like, saying that your game is failing or is gonna fail because it's, like, woke or whatever, and because, okay, dude, like, he said that he doesn't think this franchise has a female audience because it has dragon in the title. He said it has dragon in the title, it's for dudes. Like, Are you for fucking real? He isn't always terrible, but recently he's become hypercritical and countercultural. Yeah, it's like, I feel like, I'm sure he probably has, I don't know, like, what he was saying about the game, like, the actual gameplay, I can get behind. What he was saying about, like, the rest felt very, like, I feel like he's kind of trying to, like, he's one of those dudes trying to make content out of just being, like, very, like, harsh and, like, very, like, kind of, like, brutally honest kind of stuff, but he's really just, like, trying to stir shit up and be controversial, and then people are gonna be like, yeah, you know? He's clearly never met a dragon girly, right? Yeah, but I feel like he's waiting for a reaction for that, of, like, people, like, agreeing with him, and I feel like it's just kind of nasty. Yeah, it's drama, and drama sells. People eat that up. It's kind of wild. What do you think about the new Doom? I've never played Doom, so I don't know. I like the vibes of it. Like, the trailer looked fun. The trailer looked cool. I liked the music. I think Doom has such a fun vibe to it, but I've never played it. So I don't really know what I think. It looks good, though. Yeah, I think, well, yeah, I would think so, Ryan. Yeah, yeah, Rudy, I agree. Wait, let me scroll up and read what Ray said. I think people have issues with diversity, especially in games. No one is forcing them to play those games, nor force them to romance the same gender. It's giving more options for other people, which is always a positive. I agree, Ray, and I don't understand why people take, like, I don't know why they take off offense with that, because it's like, I feel like they equate giving more options to people whose lifestyles they don't tolerate. They equate that with just, like, I guess, forcing them to acknowledge that that it exists and that it's a thing that, like, you know, people also want, and it's like for them those two things cannot cohabitate together. It's like what they want is a world without those things, I guess. And it's like, it's not like, I don't know, they just want, like, really, like, straight dude bro shit in their games, and I feel like, I don't know, especially I find it especially ridiculous for, like, Dragon Age. It's a game that has always been for, like, sure, maybe the first one appealed to, like, dudes specifically because, yeah, the first trailer is, like, metal and has blood everywhere and stuff, but there have been women players since the very beginning of Dragon Age, and it has only ever leaned more into that direction of, like, having players of all genders and players of all orientations and trying to, like, include so much diversity in their games. If on the fourth game you're like, damn, this is, like, you guys are targeting the wrong audience and you've, like, softened up, no, you just don't get what the fuck Dragon Age is about. Yeah, no, he has not played any single Dragon Age games, actually. He has not. Side effect of the recent culture wars, especially in media. Yeah, absolutely. People have associated Dragon Age with wokeness because of past themes and the individuals who have made the game and now reject it outright. They're ideologically possessed? Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I, like, misread and I was like, wait, what do you mean the individuals rejected? No. Yeah, right. No, that makes sense, yeah, and I completely agree. Have you guys heard of this dude, Grums? He's, like, an ex-Blizzard employee. And he's kind of, like, been spearheading the, like, anti-woke campaign in the past, like, couple months. There was a whole thing about I think it like really started with Suicide Squad, and people were like, "Oh, it's because they have like sensitivity readers, or not readers, but like there's like a writing team that helps with, you know, yeah, sensitivity, and they kind of like had like this whole hate campaign against them, and then he's just been like hate posting. I don't know if he just started, but like for months I've seen his shit. Yeah, absolutely, Rudy. I don't know. I've just like been hearing about him saying shit about all anything that has any sort of, I guess, like wokeness. And I don't know, man. It's insane. People that play competitive games have a strong opinion on just about everything. I I don't know. I feel like the problem is not, I mean, maybe there's like a little overlap between that and those people, but yeah. I feel like it's just like a bunch of people who put so much value into, I don't know, I think it's just like a bunch of lonely guys that just find like a space to hate the world and like find reasons for why they're not, I don't know, getting any, you know. It's just weird. What's up, Credo? Hi, Rob. How you doing? Oh, enjoy Elden Ring, Ray. Good luck with that. Guess I have to quit it being a Mario fan when he goes woke. Dude, for real. I don't know. It's like I feel like a lot of those dislikes for the game, for the gameplay trailer, it's just like a bunch of different reasons, but there's like a non-negligible chunk of that that is, in my opinion, due to the anti-woke crowd, which is wild. I don't know. I was hoping Dragon Age would do well. I was hoping BioWare would kind of get back on their feet, and I feel like people have decided that they're gonna hate the game, and I don't think I should be expecting them to, you know, be like, oh, this looks good. This looks like it might be a good game. They've made up their mind anyway, so yeah, they're probably, yeah, I think so, Ryan. I wouldn't imagine that they would never have played it anyways. Hi, Sid. How you doing? It's inevitable, though. Any push toward inclusion always draws a backlash from those who are being catered to by the status quo. They just feel it's a loss, so they feel any loss has to be committed. Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think it's really sad and dumb because, I don't know. I feel like those people could just learn that people who are not exactly like them are also really cool, and, you know, you can appreciate to play as someone that has a different lived experience. It's not all that different. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, it doesn't take away from your power of fantasy, especially in an RPG where you can actually still play as the same kind of person you are, but I don't know. It's not a fair shot. BioWare deserves better. They do. And I am gonna do whatever I can to, like, I don't know, just make sure. I'm a huge BioWare fan. I'm a huge Dragon Age fan. My space is definitely gonna be Dragon Age positive. Um, I'm gonna be watching however that goes, because I really hope they do well. Um, I wasn't sure what to think of the trailer today, because part of me does agree with the crowd that has more, I guess, valid reasons to be a little, sad with the direction. But in terms of, it's not a traditional RPG anymore, versus now, like, I think for me, I do wonder what Dragon Age could have been if it had, like, gone in that direction of just do more of what Origins did and like evolved in the direction of like whatever we got with Baldur's Gate 3. I know it doesn't need to be always compared, but I feel like part of me is like, yeah, okay, that looked a little generic. It doesn't look like what I would prefer out of a Dragon Age game, but I also think I play Dragon Age for the story, for the characters, for the immersion. Ultimately, I don't really care all that much about the gameplay, so I'll be happy no matter what, but... Oh, absolutely, Credo. It's interesting because it's like, BG3, and I knew it was going to be like an action RPG, but it's like interesting because I think a lot of people are going to be like, BG3 is what Dragon Age could have been, and never... It's like it never ended up going that direction. It's like an alternate timeline, and I think the people who really fell in love with Origins are gonna be like feeling that kind of loss where it's like, yeah, it's definitely not the franchise I fell in love with anymore, but I think a lot of people are still really... I think a lot of people are still really going to be drawn to it because of the story aspect. And maybe new players too, actually. And I think that's what they're trying to do. It's like, and what they've been trying to do ever since they got bought by EA, it's like, I think EA has not trusted that CRPGs could do well, and they've always wanted to appeal to like a wider audience. So they've always pushed for more action. And I think that's why it is the way it is now, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's a different thing. And so maybe it will work, and maybe new people will get into it because of that trailer. I don't know. Yeah, combat did look a little bit repetitive, but yeah, you can't show... Yeah, it's just the beginning. I think we'll see a lot more stuff, and then it wasn't even like a really detailed breakdown of how combat is gonna work. Like, I've watched the trailer a few times and I was like, well, I see the guy hitting, but I understand that there's like dodges, parries, and that kind of stuff, and it looks interesting. But I can't super tell exactly what's going on just yet. EA is the same company that said single-player games are dead. Yeah. I wonder when they started realizing that single-player games are not dead, in fact, because they do own Respawn, which is like single-player focused with Jedi games. How would you broadly define Dragon Age's audience? It's interesting because I think now it has shifted, and the audience is not the same now than it was before. I think initially the people who started with Origins back in the day, the audience used to be, I think, and I hate to give it to his Mongol, but I think it was fantasy dude bros. I think the audience for Dragon Age Origins that they were targeting was fantasy dude bros. People who have played, like, people who liked dark fantasy, people who played stuff like, I mean, old BioWare games, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, like classic RPG stuff, classic fantasy RPGs. And then I don't know exactly how it happened. I think it's from the EA buyout, but Dragon Age 2 came out really rushed, but also with a complete different tone, which I think a lot of people felt was maybe sanitized, and it still had a ton of really dark elements. Like, Dragon Age 2 has a ton of, like, very dark, very, like, serious stuff happening in it, and lots of, like, really interesting writing. But I think a lot of people felt like it was maybe cartoonified, like they're saying is happening with DA4. And I think because of the representation and the romances, same as Mass Effect, I think the audience was already a little more broadened and welcoming of female players, and like queer people. And I think that's the kind of people that Dragon Age 2 started kind of drawing out. It was also a bit more like funny, I guess, lighthearted, even though there was like really heavy shit. And I think it just got like it I don't know. But when Dragon Age 2 came out, or when Dragon Age 2 was coming out, that is when I was on Tumblr. I was on Tumblr a lot. I think it came out in 2011 or something. That is the year that I got into Tumblr, and a large portion of the Dragon Age fan base was Tumblr people. And I think it really started cementing itself at that time. And so I think it's like there was a shift between Origins and Dragon Age 2 where the audience completely like it like opened up to other people than the people who initially Origins was made for. Or at least you would assume Origins was made for. And so it's really interesting, because that combined with like EA trying to make Dragon Age into an action game or like action RPG, I think people forget that it has been like just like shifting gears over like at like the last 2-3 games. And I think there's a part of the fan base that has a hard time, I think, coming to terms with the fact that they did not get the franchise that they wanted. Which I understand. I understand because I was like, I would have liked if they kept the tactical RPG aspect, but I think they've like really shifted to like a completely different game. The story is still just as good. The world is the same. Like everything is still very much set in the Dragon Age universe, but it's like, I don't know, it's really, I don't know, it's very interesting because Dragon Age is a game that never really knew what it wanted to be, I think, because of that. You're saying the new Dragon Age success depends on BioWare rallying the Tumblr MySpace audience? I don't know about the MySpace audience, but I think they got the Tumblr audience fully back. I mean, the Tumblr audience never left, but I think it's less that because the Tumblr audience never left. It depends on them rallying the non-Tumblr audience. The people who are not like the Dragon Age fans are like they're here and they're open to it, but it's more like the others, you know? I don't know. It reminded me to check and see if I owned DA2 already. Only today did I discover Origin had been killed off like 2 years ago in favor of a new EA app that is also it runs really badly. I think it's like it's bad. Finish your thoughts, dude. I have been yapping for so long. I don't even know when I start a sentence and when I like forget to finish it, dude. I'm sorry. This may be an unpopular opinion here, but I think making wokeness the main selling proposition of a game or a trailer is a problem. But also hating it because it has woke themes is a problem. I think, well, I'm sure BG3 had a lot of that. Look what the reception was for it. Positive overall by almost everyone. Well, the thing, Tech, is I think I don't see what I don't think wokeness is the main selling proposition of any game, really. Like, or I mean, I think, first of all, I think wokeness is kind of a silly concept. I prefer just literally inclusivity. And I think making a game that appeals to a certain audience, an audience that could be considered woke by some people, I don't see how it's a problem, because I feel like some of those themes are like, I don't know, like that audience also needs games that appeals to them. And I don't think you can have anything that can really appeal to literally everyone, but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't In Dragon Age's case, wokeness is not like the main selling point. Inclusivity is something that will draw more people to play the game, but it's not like the main draw. It's like the main draw is you get a fantasy adventure with interesting, fully realized characters who are your companions, you can form relationships with, and you go on a dark fantasy adventure to save the world. Like, it just happens to also let you be a queer person or a person of color, but that's like a plus, but it's not like the main point of the game. I saw that, jeweler. Yeah, I saw that. I think that's cool because it's like, yes, it is sad that we're not getting CRPG Dragon Age 4, but we did get BG3, and we can be happy that we got both. Like, that we get two games that, are dear to us, and even if they're not the same gameplay. Like, we get two cool fantasy RPGs coming up. Like, I don't know, I think, yeah. It is sad. I understand, like, people grieving for the Dragon Age they never got. But yeah, I think it's a ship that has sailed, and it's something that I could have sworn that the Dragon Age, someone at Dragon Age, made like a blog post or something. Maybe the writers said something about that. I feel like a couple years ago, they very clearly announced that they wanted to lean into that more, like, whatever woke direction people are saying, like the Marvel direction, whatever, how they're criticizing the fact that, dialogue seems a bit lighthearted, kind of cheesy, corny sometimes. I think they said they wanted to lean towards that. Maybe I'm making shit up, but I feel like I remember people at BioWare saying that. That it was part of Dragon Age and how Dragon Age was. And it's always been there. But I understand, I don't know, I think the people who are, like, especially disappointed are the people who stuck around because they loved Origins so much that they were like, well, this is not exactly what I was hoping for, but this is good enough because I get more Dragon Age, about Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition. I think that's those people. The question is how much EA BioWare is expecting to expand that audience, and to what groups specifically. If it's trying to capture the folks who play BG3, then that sounds fairly attainable. I think so. I mean, I kind of feel like a lot of the people who played BG3 are Dragon Age fans who were waiting for their fix. Kind of. Like, I want to say that half of that fan base, well, maybe not half, but, like, there is a non-negligible chunk of the fan base of BG3 that was Dragon Age fans waiting for a new Dragon Age. Which, honestly, like, yeah, BG3 just felt like Origins to me, like what Origins could have been in 2024, and that was great. I said it once, and say it 1,000 times if you like the game. Fuck what other people think, because at the end of the day, sorry if there's, like, noise upstairs, it's like, I don't know what they're doing. I think my mom might be cleaning the kitchen, because she cooked some, like, I don't know, some beef, and it made a lot of grease. I put a lot of grease everywhere. Because at the end of the day, it's your personal experience is what really matters. Yeah. At the end of the day, wait. what does BioWare define as success? If they're factoring backlash in and are just trying to appeal to the core DA audience, then will clash shouldn't be an issue. There may be others. I think it's sales. Honestly, Rudy, I feel like it's sales. Like, I don't know. I feel like BioWare has been in the hot seat for a minute, because I think they, like, really... Their last, like, really well-received game was Inquisition, and even that, I think, was, like, had people criticizing it. Honestly, really, I think ever since they got bought by EA, they've just been, like, progressively, like, criticized more and more, and just, like, really... Yeah, Andromeda, but before that, was Anthem before or after Andromeda? Because I feel like Anthem was the one that everyone forgets. Oh, 2019, it was after, what the fuck? Okay. But it was, like, even before that, because if you think about it, before Andromeda, Inquisition was 2015. I think it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. I know some people were not convinced by it, but I think overall it was pretty well received. Before that, Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3, fantastic, but also got so much backlash, and also got backlash for, like, other reasons. Same thing, just like, man, Mass Effect 3 was an interesting time. And before that, Dragon Age 2, which we all know how that went also. I think that was their first EA game, or was it Mass Effect 2? I don't know, Dragon Age 2 was, like, super rushed. Apparently, like, just overall not a good time in production, and people didn't like it. Even though I think it's a fun... Like, I really like Dragon Age 2. And BioWare Montreal was shut down in that time frame. Oh, was it? I know they laid off a lot of people in recent years, which is also not good. So it's like, yeah, Dragon Age Veilguard is kind of like the one game that... I mean, there is still Mass Effect 5 in production or pre-production, or I don't really know. So that Mass Effect 5 might be their last ever game, I don't know, but I think Veilguard is kind of like their like, it's gonna make or break them, I think. And I'm a little worried it's gonna break them. Because of how people are, like, really anti... Like, I'm so worried about, like, people, like, intentionally... I mean, obviously, the game might also be, like, very flawed. But I also think there's, like, a bunch of people who are who seem to be very intent on that game just flopping. Mass Effect 5 will be Anthem 2? Damn. I never played Anthem. With as many Asian-inspired games that are being shown now, clearly it's time to bring Jade Empire back. Dude, I feel like a Jade Empire remake would do really well, actually. If they don't, like, change fundamentally the gameplay or the way it, like, if they don't really change it fundamentally, just, like, refresh it, I think people would be super into that. Also, thank you, Zenny, for the hydrate. I completely, like, skipped over that. I kind of want to rewatch the trailer on stream. It has Inquisition spoilers though, so be warned. But I kind of want to watch the trailer on stream because we haven't. Anthem was actually really fun, but there was so little content at launch, and the new stuff took too long, so everyone left by then. Yeah, I don't know much about how how that went. I didn't know it was because it had little, like, not a lot of content at launch. I thought it was just like, I thought people just thought it was bad. If only Muzika and Zishik were around. No, when is a beer enthusiast and the other plays at the World Series of Poker? Really? Wow. I didn't know that. I think it was co-op needed. Yeah, it was like fully online, which I guess obviously didn't work for people. No, I don't know if you need it or if you could play solo, but I know you had to be online. Okay, I want to watch the trailer. Let me see. Honestly, I'm a little worried about that, jeweler. I have a theory. We're gonna talk about it after. Yeah, spoiler alert. Spoilers for Inquisition. I think my theory is pretty much the same as everyone else. Like what, 5 minute? It's actually a 20-minute, it's actually a 20-minute trailer, I think. Alright, shut up, Sif. Never finished, so you're watching? Okay. This is your first look at Dragon Age the Veilguard. Can you guys hear? Or is it too low?
I hope Nev's as good at finding people as you claim.
She's the best damn detective I've ever met.
A little low? Okay.
If she says she's got a lead on Solus, I believe her.
This will summon Ben? I don't think so, because he was up till late, chatting with me about the trailer.
Should we be in more of a hurry to get out of here?
We don't want to look conspicuous. Just get out of here nice and casual. Find Nev Gallus and stop Solus.
I do like how it looks. Mostly the environments. Not a huge fan of the characters, but I do like... I think it looks overall pretty, like, decently pretty. The style's growing on you? I think it will too, for me. But like, look at this lighting on the side. Like, that's really pretty.
Talk him down before he starts his big ritual?
Oh, I might
that
add
ritual
subtitles.
is going to tear down the veil. The only thing separating us from the Fade and an endless number of demons. I have to talk him down.
I do feel like this section is like very... like, all walking. I think she looks a little weird.
I didn't do anything!
A little fake, but...
Get down.
it might be the hair.
Are they after us? Is it because of the bar?
Word travels fast in Minrathous.
We've got to help her.
We don't have time to get arrested, especially...
This is a really weird transition for me. It's like, what happened? But it looks really cool.
Oh, crap.
We're too late.
The ritual started. But if we hurry, we can still stop Solus before it finishes. Let's go. Harding's this way. She'll get us to Dumont Plaza.
Watch out!
What's up, Hound? Yeah. Wait, Hound, you've played the other ones, right? You like...
My guess is the veil is weakening, and they're slipping through the cracks.
you like Dragon Age, right? Or am I making that up?
And the whole world is
Hey, you love the series?
like this.
Yeah, how do you feel about it? Like, what's working and what's not working for you?
Come on, this way. It should get us to Harding.
Zenny, it is still in development, but there's like only so much you can change when this is supposed to be releasing in fall. And also, I think the team is really happy with how it turned out, so...
You're safe now. Get inside and bar the door as quick as you can, okay?
Thank you. Yes, that's like... that's exactly what I think.
I've been doing what I
It's
can to help.
kind of
The
weird.
ritual must be weakening the Veil. There are a lot of scared people out here.
And a lot of demons. Haven't seen this many come through the Fade in years.
Inquisition reference.
What about you two? Are you
Yeah,
okay?
Credo. Rook is the protagonist. That's Rook. So they are bringing back the dialogue wheel from the other games.
We need to move.
Agreed. Solus isn't waiting, neither can
I like
we.
his
Have
voice,
you got my gear?
Right over there.
and he speaks a lot. Yeah, Rook is the
Where's
new
Nev
protagonist.
Dallas? Wasn't she at the meeting point?
The Venatori got to her first. They grabbed her before we arrived and paid off the bar owner to keep it quiet.
I'm not surprised our detective did something to piss off a cult of murderous blood mages, but their timing stinks. The bar owner said the Venatori took Nev to Dumont Plaza. Can you get us there, Harding?
Rook, you're with the Shadow Dragons. I figured you'd know Minrathous better than I do.
Sure, but Minrathous is huge, and this is nowhere near my neighborhood. I can try.
Don't worry. Scouting's my specialty. Follow me.
Yeah, the dialogue is like a little
We've got company.
kind of whatever, I think, so far. There's some lines that I do like, but I think it's like very expository. I don't know. I don't mind the fighting style. It's interesting. I had heard that they were gonna go like more God of War. I don't mind playing this kind of game, so I'll be okay. It's not my favorite. I think I would have still preferred like a tactical RPG. But this is fine. This is fine. Like, it's not gonna prevent me from enjoying
Good. Let's get to Dumont
the story,
Plaza and
which is
find
like
Nev. Patch
my
yourselves up if you need
main
it.
aspect. Liara Harding's VA did well as always. I don't love that. That might be a hot take. I don't love her Liara voice
I
acting.
don't get it. If Solus tears down the Veil, doesn't that destroy everything?
Solus always talked about how beautiful the ancient world was.
Hi, Candy. How you
The world
doing?
existed before the Veil, and he wants to
I mean,
bring
I
it
think
back.
she's like decent as Harding actually, but I love that for you, Candy. Oh my god.
This ritual kills us all in the process.
I'm very excited for it. Like, I might have criticisms. I might not
Cultists!
like be like 100% on board with what they're doing, because I do feel like the gameplay looks a bit generic, but I also don't think it looks bad, and I'm just excited. Like, this
Venatori
looks
put up a barrier to block the way.
very beautiful.
More intruders.
Avenge our fallen brethren!
Okay, I feel like I do feel like the dialogue for the enemies sounds kind of dumb, but I don't mind. No risk in these fights. AI canon needs to be substantially improved. Yeah, they don't feel. I don't know.
Come on. Guess we're sliding down.
They feel very, like, mechanical or boring. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just like, yeah, okay.
Kill them all!
I was looking at the AI for the... Oh, also, hold on. The power wheel. Really quickly. Very Mass Effect style.
Sliding down.
Hold on. Also, the slide is, like, very... Okay, well, I guess you needed to have that in your game, but...
Kill them all!
This here, very Mass Effect, but also there are 3 abilities per person, and I think that's weird in a game where you have normally a lot of like available powers when you can play as mage classes. I think it's kind of weird. Like, I think they said basically between missions you can like swap out which 3 powers you have active, but it's like, why only have Like, why only have it that way? Like, I think that's a little weird. Is a problem with showcasing a level 1 tutorial mission. They have confirmed, though, that you will only have 3 abilities per character. Like, no matter what level. And I think, yeah, it is kind of limiting, and I don't really know why. That's kind of weird. But, I don't know. Mass Effect had more, right? Like, I don't know if it's like a UI thing or what. Like, maybe because at the bottom, you could only have, like, so many. Because, like, there's clearly room on the sides for the companion abilities to have more than, like, 3. Like, you could at least add 2 in between each. So it's kind of weird. Oh, the feel of the combat. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, they're reduced to 3 each for Army 2 and 3? Okay, then that's my bad. I don't think the profile system from Andromeda fits well for how deep Dragon Age is. Is that exactly what they're, like, trying to redo? Because I feel like that is kind of similar to it. But I've also heard that there's gonna be, like, normal, like, class systems. So you're gonna be, like, rogue, mage, and warrior, with each 3 subclasses. So if there's subclasses for, like, the typical classes, then there's probably at least some similarity to how it used to work, right? I don't know. But yeah, like, the power thing is a little weird, but I'm intrigued. I'm interested in seeing, like, what abilities we have access to. I think they might come up with, like, some pretty cool stuff. And I guess they keep, like, the tactical aspect of, like, you know, this enemy is, like, weak to this damage type, and you can have, like, a combo with this stuff, so I guess in a way, like, it's not just, like, a mindless hack and slash, which at least that is cool. I kind of hope that they release, like, a playable demo so that we can, you know, check how, like, we can see how it really feels. I would imagine it would be the same level as that. Subclass is also chosen at the start of the game? Interesting. Because he didn't seem to have... It just had level 1 rogue. It didn't say, like, level 1, like, scavenger or whatever.
Not the worst timing.
Nev, it's so good to see you.
She looks really cool.
Veilguard had kidnapped you.
They thought the same thing.
I already really like
A
her.
lot of Venatori in the city have reason to hate me. Figured I'd play along. Find out who wanted to settle the score this time. Then the sky started raining demons. So I'm back on the job.
Appreciate it. Rook, this is Nev Gallus, our local expert. She's gonna help us find Solus.
I really like her
Nev,
belt
Rook,
too, like
both
her
of you have
outfit,
done
like
some work for the Shadow
her
Dragons.
character design is
Isn't that a
great.
coincidence?
Some
I'm
old
really
friends
excited
said
for
if
all
I
the
was working in
companions,
Tevinter,
I will
the
say.
Shadow Dragons are worth trusting.
Yes, honey, it looks like her graduation cap. Purple.
We haven't
Purple,
got a lot of time. Varric said you had a
funny
look at
funny
Solus.
hawk
You get
reaction.
right to the point.
I haven't seen Solus in person, but I did find hints of old magic, similar to what you get in elven ruins. I traced it to a building beneath Our Lady of Victory. That's where your man is hiding.
Then let's go. Before this ritual he's doing gets any worse.
Worse, this ritual's already drawing more power than I'd expect from a dozen mages. You told me he was working alone.
I think for
also
the
told you he was
characters,
an ancient elven god.
I think for the characters and the, like, the art style, what bothers me is, like, Hound said it was too soft. That's how I feel too. Both in lighting and in just, like, the shaders for the character or something. There's, like, something about the textures that doesn't feel quite right. Like, the characters seem a little too matte and a little, like, plasticky almost. Like, it's interesting. They look very fake. I'm not sure how to like explain it. They look very fake. It's like it's very blurry. But even the lighting, they released a bunch of screenshots and I'm like, this is so odd. It all looks really blurry. Yeah, it's toy-like, exactly. It's like, it's weird. Like a Gaussian blur in Photoshop, yeah. Varric looks a lot older. I think it has been confirmed in one of the news articles that came out today that it's gonna be taking place 9 years after Inquisition. So that dude has gone through a lot. I don't know how old dwarves usually tend to live in the Dragon Age universe, but he's like easily like 20 years older than he was at the end of Dragon Age 2, I think. And so probably like what, 30 years older than he was at the beginning of Dragon Age 2? Something like that. Like, we've seen a lot of Varric's life. And a lot was also off screen, but like we've seen a lot of like him.
Veilguard. Well, whatever he is, he's causing trouble in my city. Let's go.
I love her nose. And this looks great. I'm very excited to go to Minrathous. They also said that it's not open world, it's like mission based. So, again, kind of like Mass Effect 2, I think.
We're not in Minrathous anymore.
I know these trees. This is Arlethan Forest.
Yeah, Credo.
And there's your ritual. The power involved. I've never seen anything like it.
See, like, the art style is, like, very soft and, like, yeah, toy-like. But I also think it's, like, it is mostly cohesive. So I think I'll get used to it. It's a bit of a deal breaker. Really? Interesting. I did not like how open world Inquisition was. But they said that there would be like exploration still, but just maybe a bit they might have found like a good middle ground between Inquisition and like previous Dragon Age games. Because people complained about the open world, remember? I mean, I don't know if you knew, but people complained about the open world in Inquisition because it was very tedious.
I thought the demons were bad back in Minrathous.
Yeah, it is cohesive. I think it's like it'll be.
Does it feel like those tremors are getting worse?
I think it'll
Keep
work.
moving and try not to think about it.
They really skip a lot, I think, in this. Just so that they can end when they end. This is also a really interesting redesign. I really wonder what those, like, colored, like, Larium looking veins are for. Or, like, what are they due to? Like, the demons have interesting redesigns.
Watch the lightning.
Quick recover, huh? I wonder if every class will be able to like move the same way as he is moving, because he's doing like all these little jumps and stuff, and I think there's some that are due to the fact that he's a rogue. There's probably going to be some like class-based stuff. Also, this is interesting because this is Arlethan Forest, but I thought like this looks like the place from the first trailer because it has the same statues. See, that's a very Dragon Age line. But like specifically this location, I'm pretty sure is very similar to the one that we fight in the first trailer, like in the companion trailer. And I wonder, like I thought it was a completely different location.
Everyone all right?
So I wonder if it's like
Let's get to Solus.
two similar looking places. Yeah, Candy, it just looks fine. You know, it's like, yeah. Even as a Dragon Age player, it looks fine. Just whelming. I think actually for a lot of Dragon Age players it was underwhelming. I think I'm still very excited, but mostly for like the story and lore elements of this trailer. Like, as a non-Dragon Age fan, you probably like, okay, this is just a group of people just like making their way to some dude that I have no context for.
Positive. You three just keep the
I'm just like,
demons
oh
off while I
wow,
talk to him.
this is
Solus
one of my
isn't
favorite
gonna stop just
characters
because an old friend asked
trying to
nicely.
find like
Solus needs someone to sell him another option.
one of my other
to
favorite
help him
characters.
justify changing his mind.
He does. I kind of wish, you know what, Hound? Because Varric is a blonde
Come on,
man
Varric. We didn't come all this way just to talk.
initially.
He was my
I kind
friend,
of
bro.
wish
I gotta
he
try
was
to
like fully
reach him.
white haired. I kind of wish he was like, or not like fully white hair, but you know, his hair should be lighter. I think they're kind of cowards for not making white haired Varric. It is. What's up, Thomas? It is the new Dragon Age.
Rook, take care of the team for me.
They did, Zenny. Oh wait, my pin thing.
Hey, Chuckles. Hope I'm not interrupting.
It didn't pin. I was so worried. You guys don't have context if you've not played Dragon Age, but I love this character. And I was so worried about what he would look
Let's buy
like.
him some time.
And he looks like himself, and that's all I wanted.
I hope Varric is getting through to Solus.
We better talk fast. We can't hold these demons off forever.
It's interesting because I feel like there's a lot of talking in this trailer, but at the same time, I'm a little worried about something I did not love in Mass Effect 2, which is that I felt like there was a lot of repetitive combat. And I feel like it's probably going to be a real hard balance to strike. And probably something that's going to
Inflicted upon this world, it must be healed.
possibly bother me.
Drowning the world in demons?
I have taken precautions to minimize the damage, Varric.
Yeah, Jeweler. He sounds different.
People are dying right now. You need to listen.
Huge Inquisition spoilers.
Please.
Huge spoilers. Period.
People are always dying.
I know,
It's what
Bianca.
they do.
Solus, come on. I love this scene, and I really like how
Do you want me to take the shot?
Won't work. He's too powerful.
I like Solus's dialogue.
How?
See those statues?
I
If we
don't
break the
love-
scaffolding holding that one up, the whole thing will come down on Solus.
How some of it feels very like
Interrupting a ritual of this scale will
repeated.
have consequences.
And what about the demons? Varric needs us to hold them off.
Right, you two stay here. I'll bring down the statue.
What? No. Stepping into all that raw magic is suicide.
The storm could tear you apart.
Anyone got a better idea?
Fine, but you'll need backup. I'm with you.
I'm a mage. I'll go.
Either way, someone needs to stay back and deal with the demons.
Choose wisely. Your decisions will impact your companions, guys. They've
Let's go.
said
Nev, keep the demons off us.
You got it.
companions will maybe die from your decisions. Companions can die from your choices, and that's gonna get me fucked up. I am gonna You have no idea how hard I'm gonna save scum this game, y'all. Give me tragedy. I'm so not ready for that, though. This felt very Mass Effect 2 Suicide Mission vibes. Like, that idea of, like, making a choice and, like, deciding which companion stays with you and which companion, like, is tasked with something feels very Suicide Mission kind of stuff. Yeah, I didn't like this scaffolding breaking animation.
We shared a journey years ago. Do you believe that I would do this if there was some other better
This
option?
line, dude.
The pillar's weak, but
It isn't falling. We need to push it.
I'm with you.
I don't know if I would have been as excited. I mean, I am
Long way and made a valiant
excited no
effort,
matter
Barrett,
what.
But this story does not end with my downfall.
But if we had not seen Solus in this trailer, and if it was just the group without Solus, I don't know if I would have been as into it as, like I actually am. I think Solus kind of saves the trailer for me. Yeah, Zani. That's the vibe I get. Because it's like, picking this companion has consequences, and I'm guessing, like, you know, you're assigning... Dude, this is huge. This is huge. This is huge. I have so many theories. Well, I have like one theory, but this is huge. Oh, wait, yeah. No, Julie, you're right. Wait, hold on. Where does it happen? Oh, stuff is definitely cut for spoilers, yeah. Because is that not... Oh, that's Nev. That's Rook. His position is so funny to me because you can, like, his little, like... There's something about, like... I don't know. That made me laugh for some reason. Yeah, no. There's no Varric here. What the fuck? But there are these two. Yeah. Would you say Solus is the sole ass of the showcase? Wow. Turns out, well, Well, technically, Varric is the soul. Well, you know what? No, Varric is the heart. Varric is the heart. But yeah. I don't know how I feel. I'm pretty mixed. But I'm like very excited for the story, I think. I think what I'm like ultimately, I just want to play this for the story. That's what I've always done. I don't think I've ever like been like super pressed to play a Dragon Age game for its gameplay. I preferred the gameplay from before, but I don't mind that it's changing because I also play games like that. I understand why it's turning off some people though. But yeah. I don't love the enemy yells though. It's like, okay. Like the goons are always saying stuff in combat and it's like, okay, well, you don't need to say all that stuff. Maybe the writing is not all great. For that scene, it also feels like for the end scene, it feels like they're repeating a lot, like, oh, Solus is gonna have consequences. Don't do this, Solus. You could kill a lot of people. And then, like, Solus is like, yes, but people die. And then Varric is like, but Solus, you're gonna kill a lot of people. And that felt like it was... I don't know if it's the editing. It might be the editing. It just felt like the dialogue was written weirdly, but I also really like how Solus's lines specifically are written, so I don't mind too much, but yeah. I need to have Solus in this power struggle. I know, but okay, but like, look at this, dude. This part here, I feel like he is getting pulled in towards the gods. Like, before it cuts, hold on, I'll like put it like really slow. I'm pretty sure he's like getting like pulled into the fade or whatever. What's up, Jeep? How you doing? So I don't know if we're gonna need to like go save him or what, but I guess like the main theory that everyone has that I think is very likely is that, yeah, like we're gonna work with him. And it makes sense why they changed like from Dreadwolf to the Veilguard. I'm pretty sure he's gonna join us. I'm pretty sure he's gonna join the Veilguard. He's probably gonna be an advisor. I'm guessing the 3 advisors, I mean, if we have advisors, but if they like go with the Inquisition system, our advisors are probably gonna be Varric, Solus, and Dorian. I think we're gonna work because Varric's crossbow is destroyed. Dorian is Deventer, so probably. What's up, Jupe? How you doing? And then Solus, because Solus knows how to defeat, or might know. I mean, I'm not gonna say too much, because Zenny, this is like major Inquisition spoilers. But there's like stuff going on, and so he probably knows how to help us against these guys. Who I'm fairly sure everyone has said are probably Gil and Nine with the like Eldritch horror looking stuff, and then Algernon because they're like, I think they're like twins or something in the lore. I wanted to like brush up on my Elven Pantheon culture before the reveals, but I forget what I've read. I prefer an optional path where I align myself with him by choice, but anything can happen. That would be really cool, but I feel like it's not gonna happen. Because that would mean too much divergence. But it would be interesting if you were a... Like, it would be interesting if there was some way to do that. Jabba Squish, here you go, Jupe. Tired? I'm sorry to hear that. It is late for you. How stream is going stream is going well. I've just been yapping about Dragon Age for like 1.5 hours. Wonder if we'll see Hawk make a cameo? I have my doubts. I feel like Hawk has run their course, like done the best they could at the best of their ability, but I don't think... I mean, maybe. You know what? They did say... I don't know how much you guys have... Here, let me open that link. I don't know how much you guys have kept up with the news. I've literally been, like, eating up every crumb of news that I could. There's gonna be one that the only thing I avoid are leaks, but I'm 100% gonna be reading and following everything that I can until release. But yeah, there's this. Don't know if you guys follow Shinobi, but apparently, like, I don't know, he has... I don't know if he's played... I think he's played it. He's a big fan. He's, like, posted, like, a really long list of everything that has been confirmed. He is the Veilguard on Twitter. I don't follow him, but I've seen, like, his tweets a lot recently because of how he's one of the defenders of Veilguard since the trailer. Thank you for the hydrates, Zenny. My branching narrative dreams always let down. Fair. Okay. So, coming to PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC in fall 2024. Quality performance mode, 60 FPS. Photo mode is confirmed. Huge. The photo mode confirmed is like everything I wanted. Fully offline single player, plays a human half dwarf or Kunari. Choose your backstory, 6 factions to choose from. Those are very cool. Like, I think this is gonna be cool. I have a feeling I really want them to do like a Dragon Age or a Baldur's Gate kind of thing where they like give you all the stats that like what people chose when they made their characters. And I have a feeling everyone's gonna be Antivan Crows and Grey Wardens. Like no one's gonna be like Mornwatch or whatever. Everything else sounds cool, but like Antivan Crows and Grey Wardens are gonna be like #1 for sure. Each factions offer 3 distinct buffs each, like being able to hold on to an extra potion or do extra damage against certain enemies, and the odd reference in dialogue. That's pretty cool. Mornwatch does sound pretty cool. I thought it was gonna be something else because, I think it's like each of the companions are part of one of those factions, and I thought it was going to be like the Mortalitesi or something. I don't know if that's how they're called too. But I've never heard of the Mornwatch before. This is spoilers for the game, but this is huge. So I'm not gonna say it out loud, but if you're curious, this is huge. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited specifically because I'm a dirty egg romancer. There's some killer cameos from past games that show up. This is huge too. And Zenny, this is why I'm not completely writing off the possibility of Hawk showing back up. I don't see why they would. Because I feel like they've done their time. And there are more relevant characters. Like, I don't see them making you, like, customize and recreate your, like, Warden, Hawk, and Inquisitor, like, all 3 of them, just so that they can show up as a mini cameo, you know? But it would be cool. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Morrigan for sure. Maybe. Yeah, you know what? Maybe. I think Morgan for sure because, like, obviously, she is a huge important character in, like, the entire series. She is a fan favorite also. I'm still really hoping for... I think... Okay. They've talked about a few locations that we can visit. I don't know if it's in this list here. No, it's not. But they've mentioned that we will be able to visit, like, I think maybe not the Enderfells, but Ravane. So Isabella is likely, I want to say, I don't know. I think we're gonna go to Navarra, they said. I think they mentioned, I don't know, there's like a whole lot of locations, and there's a few characters that I think would make sense if they showed up and helped. Fenris. Fenris is like literally a Deventer mage killer. Like, I feel like he could show up again. Obviously, Cassandra, Liliana, and or Vivian. I think those could show up. Honestly, probably at least Cassandra and Liliana, because no matter what, I think they are probably very close in touch with Varric for this. Although it is like 9 years later, so I don't know, but I still remember that Dragon Age Origins Morgan face like it was yesterday, dude. She was so pretty though, but then you look at like what she actually looked like and you're like, damn, that's very that's not quite how human faces exactly work, but that looks pretty enough that it's like believable. Who else? Who else? I kind of want Meryl to show up because I feel like she is someone that would make sense to like appear because of like the whole like Illuvian stuff. Um yeah. Who else? There were like theories about Sarah being like a ancient elf god or something, but I don't think so. Um yeah. And then what else in there? Oh yeah, there was another thing that was like, whoa, that's also pretty huge. It says each companion has unique missions tied to them that play into the larger story, which makes me think loyalty missions because I feel like they're just leaning into the Mass Effect thing. Character creator lets you adjust the lighting so you can be sure your character looks good. What's up, Mathlete? Oh my god. What did you think of Furiosa? What did you think? Did you like it? I was really tempted to go and see it again soon. I've just been very lazy, but I kind of want to go see it again because I loved it so much. Thought it was great. Hell yeah. The team wanted to balance the look of the game with both light and darkness. When everything is dark, nothing really feels dark. For this one, we really wanted to build that contrast again. That's interesting because I think their lighting looks weird. Oh, see, this is what we were talking about. I was saying with like the softness, the lighting is also like weird. Like if you look at this, there's like it's like there's a bloom filter over this. Like it's weird. And I thought the lighting was off in the trailer. I thought it was too dark and too contrasted. So I think that's weird. I think they just don't know. I don't get what they're going for. But then this looks okay. This looks fine. This looks pretty. I don't buy that line. Yeah, I don't know. I think their lighting is kind of all over the place. Like, this does not look right to me. Like, the location looks absolutely amazing. But I don't think it looks right. Like, it's so, like, bloomy. I don't know. Maybe there's, like, fog or something, but it looks odd. Wait, go back? Go back to which one? I need to rewatch Fury Road. Dude, Mathlete, I watched Fury Road again, like, the day after seeing Furiosa. It's so good, and it is insane how everything, like, just, like, connects and clicked. I don't know, I was like, whoa. There's just a lot of smoke. They're just in Fantasy Blade Runner, clearly. You know what? That kind of does look like Blade Runner. I don't know. I don't love the look of it. I'm bothered by it. But I think there's a lot to also love in the design of things. I think their designs are really good. I think their shaders are super weird. Looks like they placed a filter over this one. I think so. Well, that one in this one too looks like it's like weirdly foggy in a way that looks really fake. The fog is woke. Oh no. Like, I like how the buildings and the design of everything looks, but I don't like the image all that much. I don't know, it's weird. But this looks fine, so I don't know if it's just because it's like super zoomed out, and when you're like more in like the character view, then it like looks more normal. Not sure. Also, this looks like Trespasser a bit. But I don't know what they're fighting. Some weird like undead, I guess. But yeah. But this does look cool. This does look cool, and I'm curious what their spells are at the bottom, I see. What's up, wannabe? How you doing? You've seen this before, but where? Oh, you mean in Dragon Age? Because this kind of looks like... It looks very Dragon Age to me, actually. This is like, out of all the screenshots that we've seen, this looks the most Dragon Age-esque. This looks open world. No, I don't think so. It's just, well, I think they're gonna do... See, you were worried about maybe open world, like... Or the fact that there's no open world being kind of a problem. And I don't think it will be. Because if they do it the same way that Mass Effect did it, it's gonna be good because you still progress within a location that has variety and that looks like, I don't know, I think they make you forget that it's not open world if it's done well. Also it says, okay, this is where I saw it. It says quests are more handcrafted and mission based, curated with alternate paths, secrets to discover, and optional content. There are also open-ended, explorable areas. Oh, yeah, that. Yeah. 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 But I'm doing pretty good. But yeah, that's a thing. This is Dragon Age, yes. I was watching the trailer for the gameplay and reading about the news that have come out. Because I really love the series and I've been a little worried about the response to the trailers. Whereas I liked the trailers. I personally have a lot of love for the company and I'm like really down for anything. So, yeah. Uh, it says skill tree is vast. You can also set up specific companions with certain kits, from tackling specific enemy types to being more of a supporting healer or flexible or all-rounders. So it definitely sounds like you can really customize the gameplay. The team teases you may lose some characters during the story. Great. Love it. Hey, welcome back, Surgeon. How you doing? The game looks a bit shallow. I think it looks a little bit generic. Like, what they showed looks a bit generic, but I also think they can't show too much more without spoiling, because whatever they showed happens early on. And I don't know. I think the gameplay looks a bit generic, but I am hopeful. So yeah. Doing okay, one appointment down, got my main interview on Friday. Ooh, good luck with that. But nice, nice. That's already one good thing done. Never played it, but it always looked amazing. I love that game. Or those games. And it's funny because it's also something that people don't like. But each game is quite different from the other. There's 3 games total that are out, and a 4th that's going to come out in fall. And I personally like that they're all different because they all have so much charm. I think maybe like they could have been more cohesive, but they're all very different and I really love all of them. And I'm really excited for this one. This is a very, very this is a Dragon Age positive space. And DLC expansions for it, which is funny because I did not do all of the DLC. I haven't played through all of it. I haven't played through the Dragon Age 1 or one of the Dragon Age 1 DLCs. I don't think Dragon Age 2 has DLC. And then I played through only one of the Inquisition DLCs. Oh, damn. Oh, interesting. I think Credo was saying that Origins actually made his computer overheat and blue screen. But I didn't know that. Yeah, my PC was able to run it. Inquisition, though, I had to play on my brother's computer. How similar is it to Baldur's Gate? Okay, so the general gist of it, which is that you, like, traditional fantasy RPG, you're put in a situation and you gather a team of people to kind of save the world. Um, and then, you have your little crew of badass ragtag people, just like becoming friends, traveling together. You have people who hate each other within the group, and you can romance some of them. And it's like everyone's very, you have like banter and very, likable characters. In that aspect is very similar to Baldur's Gate. You have dialogue choices. The dialogue system is actually exactly the same as Baldur's Gate in the first Dragon Age, not so much in the second and third one. But yeah, for the first Dragon Age, pretty much the same system. Combat is a little different because it's real time with pause, and it's also very clunky. But overall, pretty similar, I'd say. Um, but yeah, it's those games are absolutely, in my opinion, they're very worth playing. I think they were getting a little dated, so I understand people being put off by the gameplay because it's not the best gameplay. I was explaining on my Discord that I think Dragon Age is kind of like the Dark Souls 2 of Bioware games, where it's like it's very flawed, but it's also incredibly charming and very good in places. Actually, in a lot of aspects, it's very good. But yeah, I love Dragon Age. I don't know, they've come a long way. I was really worried about the next one, and I'm really hopeful now. I don't have much experience with fantasy RPGs at all besides BG3, so it's interesting to see how they vary. I think BG3 was very inspired by the first Dragon Age. But I haven't played a ton of other ones. I know Pathfinder is supposed to be really good. Divinity 2, which is also Larian, was really good. Um, and I feel like there's a few more, but I don't know. Can't think of them. I think I've heard of Solasta being a good one. Pathfinder, though, I tried it, and I think it's gonna be like a for later thing because, well, first of all, I uninstalled it because I didn't have room on my computer. But it's also very, like, there's so much in terms of like the game system, like game design system. It's like insane. It's very overwhelming. So many options, so many numbers, so many like stats and characteristics. It's like pretty wild. No, Ray. I have one Yakuza game still installed because I didn't get 100 on 24 Hours Cinderella, but no, we're not deleting Yakuza. I did delete Kiwami, but yeah. No, I'm never forgetting about Yakuza. Kiwami might deserve that deletion. Oh, Credo, I had a question. Um, is it safe to watch the Yakuza movie now that I've played Kiwami, or do I need to wait till I play Kiwami 2? Because I remembered that that was a thing, and I want to watch it. BG3 is occupying a big spot on my SSD. I'm saving it for starting my tactician run. Soon TM. Have you... Wait, did you finish yet? I forget. But yeah, BG3 is like... Yeah, BG3 is huge. Essentially, on my D drive, I have like... I don't know, it's like I have almost like 400 gigs taken, and like half of that... Like, I think half of that is Sims and the other half is BG3. Like, that's pretty much it. I know the stage play covers both 1 and 2, but I'd have to see the movie plot. Oh, okay. I saw, dude, there was, someone sent me the other day, because I was, like, posting about the TV show, and someone sent me, like, a little snippet of the Yakuza stage play, and, like, Kiryu stops time because he's like pausing to drink an item, and that's so good. Like he like pauses time, and then there's like a spotlight on him, and he just like drinks his healing item. It's amazing. I love that they did that, and I hope that the TV show does anything similar. I doubt it, but I kind of hope they do. Stage play is legit great. I want to watch it after I'm done with Kiwami 2. Oh, you finished your playthrough a month and a half ago. Okay. I wasn't sure. I didn't get to finish my romance with Shadowheart in my playthrough, though. Oh, no. Oh, what the hell? I wonder if you should have, like, long rested more or if it was, like, bugged or something. That sucks. Yeah, that means you gotta... that means you gotta redo it. Kira Majima's excellent adventure. Can you imagine? I've actually never seen Bill and Ted, though, so I don't know exactly. I don't have, like, the full reference of that. Okay. It might be time for Elden Ring. I've yapped enough about Dragon Age. That was great. I think I've, like, pretty much said everything I wanted to say. So, we can move on to Elden Ring.